to 41. Or you know what? We'll go to, yeah, 41.
First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 41. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory.
Right, in beauty. The Most High is so brilliant. Every cell is different. Every leaf is different. Every fingerprint is different. Every star is different. And they all have their own beauty. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption.
It was sown in corruption, which are these corrupt bodies. That seed of faith was delivered into our minds, which is our hearts. And it nurtured, you know, and it grown. And now it's sprouted. Right?
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 43. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory.
And we were dishonored. We're a bunch of nobodies. You know, we still are. We ain't going to be anybody until Yahushua comes. Because when that time comes, he's going to declare his elect. And he's going to crown them before everything. You know, it's going to be a moment. It's going to be a holy day. When Yahushua comes, it's going to be a feast day to remember when he came to deliver his people from his enemies. Right?
It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power.
Right. We're going to have these weak flesh bodies that die, that get sick. But when the elect when we get our immortal bodies to match our immortal spirits, we're not going to be able to die no more. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 44. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body.
These are the natural bodies. The ones that die are the natural. The spiritual are the ones that aren't the angelic bodies, you know. They have the spiritual power. They're able to go at fast speeds, deep in the ocean, go into space. Like Hancock. He had the ability to fly to the moon. A normal human body cannot do that. That's why when you see astronauts, they show you that they have to wear certain clothing to protect them from the elements. But when we get those spiritual bodies, nothing will harm us. Go ahead.
There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made the last man, Adam, was made a quickening spirit.
Right. Meaning Yahushua. Yahushua was that Adam, and he's going to be that quickening spirit that meets this so-called white man, and he comes for vengeance. Right?
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 46. Howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterwards that which is spiritual.
Right. We thought with a natural mind, a carnal mind. But now, as you learn the truth and you grow in faith, you start to think with the spiritual mind. You know? Like a lot of brothers testify, when they watch a movie, they can't just watch a movie, you know? They got to start thinking like, oh, scriptures start to come to your mind. When you talk to people in public, scriptures start to come to your mind. That's the spiritual mind. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 47. The first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is the Lord from heaven. As is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly.
Right. So now we come as an earthly man, but eventually we're going to be as heavenly men. Go ahead.
And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
Right. As we stand here as men, we will be standing as gods when Yahushua comes to deliver us from this hell. Go ahead.
Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of power.
So these earthly bodies, we got to put them off to gain those spiritual bodies. And that's part of that being born again. You got to start to understand this body ain't all there is to it. This life ain't all there is to it. You know, this is an immortal thing. We're going to live forever. Go ahead.
Neither does corruption inherit incorruption.
Right. Because if the kingdom came as we are now, you still have adultery. You still have theft amongst each other. You still have people eating pork, selling pork. You know, you still have homosexuals in there. That's why this brutal death has to come upon these people. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 51. Behold, I shew you in a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
Right, so not all the elect men are going to die. Some of us are going to die when these FEMA camps come out, when the RFID chip. When this comes out, some of us are going to die. Because we refuse to take the chip and they're going to put you to death for it. You know? Some of us are going to die in different ways. But not all of us. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible.
Boom, like that. Like a twinkling in the eye. Bam, fast. That's how fast our bodies are going to change into those quickened spirits. It ain't going to take, we're not going to go into a cocoon and come out real slow. You know, no, it's going to, bam, it's going to be quick. The Most High, most of the time, draws things out, which it's been drawn out over so many thousand years, these scriptures coming into play. But when it comes to that time, it's going to be quick. Go ahead.
And we shall be changed, for this corruptible must be put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
And this is when you're going to be able to keep the commandments perfectly. And you're going to have that spiritual power. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
It doesn't affect us no more. But did you notice how it talked about the corruptible and incorruptible, and talking about your mind as a spiritual? Because it takes two changes. Right now our minds are changing as we learn this truth. Our minds are developing into that immortality, where we live forever because we have the truth. We have the name Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. But then also there's a physical change that takes place with that spiritual change. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 55. O death, where is thy sting?
Mockery. See, it mocks it. Mocks death. Where is your sting? Because we won't be able to die. The children of Israel will not die. Go ahead.
O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law.
Meaning we won't be breaking the law. So the death won't have no power over us. The sting of sin won't have no power over us. We'll be righteous. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 57. But thanks be to the power which gives us the victory through our Lord Yahushai.
Because he delivered us. He paid for the elect's sin on that cross, including all Israel, but the elect are the first fruits that are going to be delivered with the 1/3 attached. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord.
Abounding. And that a good example of that is when you saw Superman. He could leap and bound, you know, buildings. That's how you're supposed to be in this truth. You're supposed to be leaping. This is a competition here. Don't get it twisted, because we are here putting an effort. Many run, but only one is going to receive the reward. So you're supposed to be aggressively attacking this. You're supposed to be very aggressive in your growth of this truth, and abounding in heights of understanding. Right?
Always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain.
It's not in vain for us to be out here. So-called average people would think this is foolishness because we ain't paying for it. You know, we ain't get paid. You know, a lot of people probably think horrible about us and all that. We might come across someone we know, you know. Or sometimes it costs to come out here. You know, most of the time. So most people that are in the carnal mind, they can't understand why we're out here doing this. But that's why it's only for the elect. Go ahead.
Labor not in vain in the Lord.
Right, don't labor in nothing. Like a lot of these guys are bodybuilders. They're trying to get the perfect physique, but your spirit is all fucked up. It don't even matter, because your body's gonna die. You're not immortal. But having this understanding is what is immortal. Get this, your spiritual body built up, and your physical will mirror that image. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 1. Now concerning the collection for the saints, as I have given order to the churches of Galatia, even so do ye. Upon the first day of the week, let every one of you lay by him in store, as the power hath prospered in him, that there be no gathering when I come. And when I come, whomsoever ye shall approve by your letter, them will I send to bring you liberality unto Jerusalem.
Unto Jerusalem. Once again, it's only talking to Israel. And the liberty is the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. That's the only freedom that we have right now. You can't buy your freedom. You can't kill for your freedom. You ain't got no power right now but to know this truth. And that knowing this truth, you will be set free. Correct?
And it may meet that I go also, they shall go with me. Now I will come unto you when I shall pass through Macedonia, for I do pass through Macedonia.
Right, which is the Greeks. We'll go ahead and drop that, and then we'll pick up.